Today, we're going to dive into a story. It feels like something straight out of a movie, but it's actually a powerful lesson, a modern parable really, about communication, trust, and one absolutely deadly misunderstanding. It all comes down to a single fatal translation.
Okay, just picture the scene. It's a tense standoff. There's a gun. A life is on the line. And then you hear these words. It's an insult. It's a challenge. It's basically a death sentence. But here's the most important thing you need to know about that sentence. It's a complete and total lie.
That's right, the words that sealed this man's fate, he never even said them. So you gotta be asking, how in the world did we get here? Well, to understand the lie, we have to rewind and see how this whole mess got started.
Like so many good stories, this one kicks off with money. A huge amount of it has just vanished, and only one person knows where it went. But there's a big problem.
The stakes here could not be higher. We're talking $10 million. A very powerful mob boss has just found out that his accountant has stolen it from him. He is furious, and he wants answers. But more than that, he wants his money back.
So, here are our two main players. On one side, you've got the boss. He has all the power, all the muscle. On the other side is the accountant. He's deaf, he can't speak, but he holds the one thing the boss wants, the secret location of the money. Right away, you can see this massive communication barrier between them.
So, to try and bridge that gap, they bring in a third person, a sign language interpreter. And listen, this is the most crucial part of the whole story. He's not just translating, he becomes the one and only channel for every piece of information. Everything the boss says, everything the accountant signs, it all has to pass through this one guy, the middleman.
And that brings us to the interrogation. The stage is set for this incredibly high-stakes confrontation. You can just feel the tension in the room. And it's not really about the money anymore. Now this is about life and death.
It starts out simply enough. The boss just barks out, "Ask him where the money is." The interpreter does his job. He signs the question. But the accountant, maybe he thinks he can bluff his way out of this, signs back a total denial. "I have no idea what you're talking about." So, round one, a total failure.
Well, the boss's patience, which was already pretty thin, just evaporates. He's done playing games. He pulls out his gun, points it right at the accountant's head, and makes it crystal clear that this is the last chance. The whole feeling in the room shifts from tense to just lethal.
The boss turns to the interpreter and says, "Tell him if he doesn't talk, he dies right now." So the interpreter relays the threat, direct and clear, to the terrified accountant. He will kill you if you don't tell him where the money is. The reality of the situation just comes crashing down.
And faced with certain death, what are you going to do? The accountant's resolve just crumbles. The bluff is over. In a flurry of panicked hand movements, he gives it all up. He confesses everything.
And this is what he actually signs. The confession is specific, it's direct. The money is in a black bag behind the warehouse. Now here's the thing, we know the truth now. You and we know where the money is. The only person left in that room who doesn't is the guy holding the gun.
This brings us to the climax. This is the moment where the middleman, the messenger, makes a choice. He's holding the absolute truth in his hands, but he sees an opportunity. This is the messenger's heist.
The boss, gun held steady, getting impatient, turns to the one person who can give him the answer he's been waiting for. He looks right at the interpreter and asks that simple, pivotal question. What did he say?
And this is the moment of betrayal. We know what was signed, right? The location of the money, but that is not what the interpreter says. Instead, he looks the mob boss dead in the eye and speaks the fatal lie. He says, "You're a coward and you won't pull the trigger."
The result is immediate. It's predictable, it's tragic. Enraged by what he thinks is the ultimate insult, the boss doesn't even hesitate. A single gunshot echoes through the room and the accountant is dead.
So let's just break down where everyone ended up. The accountant, who actually told the truth, is dead. The boss, who is completely lied to, walks away thinking he was insulted to his face. And the interpreter, he walks away a free man, and he's the only person alive who knows exactly where to find a bag with $10 million in it.
Now this story, as dramatic as it is, isn't really just about a clever heist. It's a parable, and it's here to teach us a core lesson about the incredible danger of relying on a single messenger.
So the moral of the story is this, and it's a pretty stark warning. Never build critical decisions on the word of just one messenger, because that messenger might be the first one to betray you. The person you give all that power to is also the one with the most to gain by twisting the truth.
And this goes so far beyond mob standoffs. This is about any system where one single point of failure can bring the whole thing crashing down. In business, it could be relying on just one supplier. In your own life, it might be getting all your news from one single outlet, or only getting advice from one friend on a huge life decision. When you give any one person or thing that much control, you're not just trusting them, you're making yourself vulnerable.
So that leaves us with one last really important question to think about. This story forces us to look at our own lives, our own businesses, and ask, where is my single point of failure? Who is my single messenger? Because finding that vulnerability is the first and most important step to making sure you don't end up on the wrong side of a fatal translation.